Hi, everybody. It's Erika. I just put out a really successful reel for my missing friend, Colleen Sylvia Smith, who went missing in 2016. And because of that, I thought I would make this video where you could actually see me, get to know me a little bit, and I could talk to you about some of the things that weigh heavy on my heart when I think about missing people in Canada. Of course, the crisis of missing and murdered Indigenous women in Canada and across North America is heartbreaking, and the tragedy devastates thousands of families and has for generations now. So, of course, the crisis of murdered and missing people in Canada overwhelmingly affects young Indigenous women. But it really touches all of us and hurts us all as a collective. So I just want to talk a little bit about that, about the years and years of community effort to try and get justice for our missing loved ones, begging for change, and really law enforcement were met with, at best, inconsistencies in the way that they execute their work, and at best indifference and dismissiveness, or at least that's what I experienced and have been experiencing since 2016. So when I reported Colleen missing, I am not a family member of Colleen Sylvia Smith, but I am the one who reported her missing. And as such, I was met with suspicion and the dismissal I was just talking about, the dismissiveness. I felt like I was met with suspicion rather than any kind of support. And really, I felt like a pariah every time I called. It got more and more difficult for me to get the nerve to call because I didn't feel like a resource. I didn't feel like my information was being taken seriously, and I felt like it affected the investigation. The whole experience was frustrating. It was heartbreaking. It was depressing. And I really felt let down by the only people that you can call when somebody goes missing is the police. So they did not feel like a positive role in this whole experience for me. Anyways, because of this heartbreak and frustration that I've been feeling for a number of years, it's been over 5 years since the police have called me with any information. I'm very recently made a complaint to the Civilian and Complaints Commissioner for the RCMP. My whole goal in making the complaint is just to stimulate some kind of action, some kind of response. Anyways, if you wanted to look at that complaint, read it. I have it posted in my Facebook group, Missing Person Colleen Smith of Rock Creek. It's a private group, but you can find us on Facebook and ask to join and read the complaint there in the file section. Here's the thing is my story isn't unique. Families and friends of missing people, they come from every background. They come from every neighborhood. They come from every city. People go missing every single day. And all of these families face the same roadblocks, the same delays, the same dismissiveness, the lack of accountability, and then the lack of justice when and if a perpetrator is found to have caused some kind of harm to their loved ones. Anyways, this crisis isn't just about the individuals either. It's about the community and the whole country, really. And it's about a broken system that continues to fail us over and over and over again. We need systematic change. I'm not the first person to say that. Everybody knows that. However, what do we do about it? I don't have answers. I unfortunately, though, it's not unfortunately, I believe strongly that we need to come together and learn to raise our voices and support each other with more effective ways of demanding change. And we can't do it alone. We need each other to do that. So this feeling that I've been feeling of being all alone is no longer serving me, or it never did. So I'm calling out to other families that feel like from the very beginning of their missing person experience, they've been dismissed and made to feel alone. And on November 14th, 2024 here, True North True Crime is doing a podcast with me on Colleen's case. It's the first time I've ever talked out publicly about it. And I considered holding a group hearing of the podcast. So I wanted to gather with people who had concerns about Colleen herself or just missing people in Canada. But I've kind of revamped that idea. So on November 16th, at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'll be having a Zoom meeting, and I invite anybody who's watching this to join this meeting if you want to talk about missing people throughout Canada and how police respond to you at the very beginning, because that is a fixable problem. I mean, the problem that we're facing today, it's man-made. Like, if we made it, we can change it. And I think that history has taught us we can't expect the organizations that are so entrenched in a toxic environment or a policy to be the ones to make the systemic changes that we need. Anyways, you're going to be able to find this Zoom link in my missing person, Colleen Smith of Rock Creek group on Facebook. You're welcome to reach out directly to me. And yeah, I want to start this conversation of how we can better support each other to get the changes that we need to find our loved ones and bring them home, or at the very least, demand the justice that they deserve. And of course, the recognition of their stories that get swept under the rug if somebody doesn't do the work. So I just invite you to reach out if you or someone you know has lost a loved one to a missing person case and just feels completely and utterly dismissed. You're not alone, because here I am and I feel you too. Anyways, thanks for listening, and help me find Colleen Smith.